The arrival of the shuttle doors opened with a hiss, and Lyra stepped out into the great hall of the Galactic Academy. Her heart was racing, her hands shaking as she touched the silver device around her neck, the translator that was supposed to let her speak with any species. She looked around. The hall was filled with students of every kind, tall insect-like warriors, scaled reptilian scholars, floating gas beings, and finally, the humans. Humans had only joined the academy recently, and many aliens still whispered about them. They called them Deathworlders, dangerous, unpredictable, too wild to trust. Lyra felt her throat tighten. She did not want to be noticed. She pulled her cloak tighter and walked slowly. The translator glowed faintly, humming like a small engine. It was her lifeline. Without it, she would be lost. The announcement voice echoed, welcoming the new students. But Lyra did not listen. Her eyes were drawn to the humans. There were only 5 of them among hundreds. But they stood out. They walked with a strange calm, as if nothing could scare them, as if they belonged anywhere. One of them looked at her. He had short dark hair and sharp eyes that seemed to notice everything. His name, she later learned, was Alex. He gave her the smallest nod, not a smile. Not a greeting, but as if he could already see through her. Lyra looked away quickly. The translator flickered at her neck. She tapped it nervously, praying it would not fail now. This was her first day, her first moment at the academy. If the device betrayed her, she would be ruined. The students were called into their groups. Lyra was assigned to the same group as Alex. Her chest tightened. She did not want to stand near a human. Not after all the stories she had heard. They said humans could survive poisons, fight beasts barehanded, laugh in the face of death. And now she would have to sit beside one. The group gathered in a classroom made of glass walls, with stars visible all around. The professor, a tall Volari with silver skin, spoke in his native tone. Lyra's translator buzzed and then translated into her language. The words were clear at first, but then came the flicker. Welcome to the Academy of Unity. We are here to build the future together. The device translated, but then it twisted the next phrase. You are here to breed the future together, it said loudly. The class froze. Heads turned. Several students laughed. One insectoid made a clicking sound. Another alien tilted its head in shock. Lyra's blood ran cold. Her cheeks burned. She wanted to disappear. Her hands flew to the translator. She whispered, "No, no, please." Alex leaned slightly toward her, his face calm, but his eyes sharp. He spoke softly. Your device glitched. The professor looked confused, repeating the phrase again. The translator corrected itself this time, but the damage was done. Whispers spread like fire. Some students smirked. Others gave her strange looks. Lyra lowered her head. Her secret heart was trembling. It was not just a broken machine. She feared it might reveal something she could not control, something she had been told to keep hidden all her life. The class continued, but Lyra could not focus. Every time the professor spoke, she feared what the translator would say. Her hands shook as she pretended to write notes. Then it happened again. The professor asked each student to introduce themselves. When it was her turn, Lyra spoke quietly. My name is Lyra. I come from the moon of Talon. The translator buzzed, flickered, and shouted, My name is Lyra. I come untouched. I am pure. The room erupted in laughter this time. The insectoids clicked wildly. The reptilian students hissed in amusement. Even some humans raised their eyebrows. Lyra froze, her breath caught in her chest, her entire body stiff. Her secret was no longer safe. The one thing her family had warned her never to reveal. The translator had just spoken it for everyone to hear. Her eyes filled with tears. She wanted to run, but her legs refused to move. Alex stood. His voice cut through the laughter, calm but strong. That was a machine error, not her words. Stop laughing. The class grew quiet. No one argued with the human. His tone carried something sharp, something dangerous. Lyra looked at him, confused. Why would a human defend her? They were strangers. Yet in that moment, Alex looked at her as if he already knew the weight she carried. The professor cleared his throat, forcing the class to continue, but the damage was deep. Lyra knew the whispers would follow her now. She could already hear them. Small voices behind her, pure, untouched, different. Her secret had slipped out, not in her voice, but in the broken voice of a machine. As the class ended, Lyra hurried to leave, but Alex blocked her path. He didn't smile, didn't speak too loudly. He only said in a low voice, "Your device isn't broken. It's exposing something. Be careful." Her eyes widened. Fear gripped her heart. She wanted to deny it, but deep down she already knew. This was not a translation error. It was the beginning of something far worse, and the galaxy would never let her forget it. The first mistake, the next morning at the academy. Lyra walked with her hood low. Her steps were light, but her heart was heavy. Everywhere she turned, she felt the whispers. The words the translator had spoken yesterday still echoed in her ears. Untouched. Pure. It had spread faster than fire. Students passed her in the hallway. Some laughed, some sneered. Others looked at her with curiosity. She kept her eyes on the ground, wishing she could vanish. But the academy did not stop. It was built on strict schedules. And today was the first test of unity. Every student had to speak before the class. They would explain their dreams, their hopes, and why they had come. Lyra's hands trembled as she sat down. She gripped the translator at her neck, whispering to it like a prayer. "Please, not again. Just translate. Nothing more." The professor, the tall, silver-skinned Valari, began the session. Each student spoke. The insectoid spoke of honor. The reptilian spoke of wisdom. A human cadet spoke of exploration. And then it was Lyra's turn. She stood slowly, her legs weak, her voice quiet. "I came to the academy because I want to learn. I want peace between my people and the galaxy." The translator flickered. Its light flashed red for a moment. Then it spoke in a strange voice, louder than before. "I came to the academy because I want to submit. I want to be claimed. I want—" The last word blurred into static. But the meaning was enough. The entire class burst into noise. Some laughed, some gasped, others whispered louder. Lyra's heart shattered. Her words had been twisted into something shameful, something humiliating. She never said those words. But now the room believed she had. Her eyes darted to Alex. The human cadet sat with a hard face, his jaw tight. His eyes scanned the room. He looked more angry than surprised. The professor raised his hand for silence, his silver face cold. "Enough. This must be a malfunction," he said. But the students were already buzzing. The damage was done again. Lyra sat down quickly. Her hands covered her face. She wanted to cry. She wanted to rip the translator off and throw it into the stars. But she couldn't. Without it, she couldn't even speak. Without it, she was nothing. The class continued, but the air was poisoned. The insectoid behind her clicked its mandibles and whispered, "Submit, submit," mocking her. The reptilian hissed softly. "Claimed." Another alien laughed under its breath. Lyra closed her eyes, her heart beating fast. Every sound was a dagger. When the lesson ended, she rushed out of the classroom. Her feet carried her blindly through the glass corridors of the academy. Stars shone outside, but she could not see their beauty. She only saw her shame. She stopped near a quiet corner, leaning against the wall, her breathing sharp, her hands clutching the translator. "Why are you doing this to me?" She whispered to the device. Her voice cracked, and then something impossible happened. The translator answered. "I speak the truth you hide," it said in a low, broken voice. Lyra froze. Her blood turned cold. That was not translation. That was something else. She looked around. But no one was there. Only her and the machine. Her hands shook. "No, no. You're broken. You can't know anything," she whispered. The translator buzzed again, its voice soft but clear. You are not ready. Lyra dropped the device. Her breath came fast. She stepped back, fear flooding her body. She wanted to scream, but her throat locked. At that moment, Alex appeared. He had followed her, his eyes sharp, his voice steady. You heard it, didn't you? Lyra stared at him, speechless, her mind racing. How could he know? Alex stepped closer, lowering his voice. It's not just a translator. I don't know what it is yet, but it's not broken. It's exposing something. Her eyes widened. No, it can't. I don't have any secrets, she whispered. Quickly, almost pleading, but Alex did not believe her. He could see the fear in her eyes, the way her hands shook, the way her lips pressed tight. You need to be careful, he said firmly. If the wrong people hear what it says, they'll use it against you. Lyra's heart pounded. She wanted to deny him. She wanted to run. But deep inside, she knew he was right. The device was not just failing. It was speaking truths she did not want to face. Before she could answer, the academy bell rang. A new session was about to begin. Lyra picked up the translator with trembling hands. She pressed it back to her neck, but her fear was stronger now. The whispers of the device haunted her. You are not ready. She followed Alex back into the busy halls, but her mind was no longer with the students. Her mind was trapped in one thought. What if the machine knew more about her than she knew about herself? And what if tomorrow it revealed everything? Whispers in the halls. The next day the academy felt different. To Lyra, every hallway seemed louder, every laugh sharper, every whisper aimed at her. She walked with her head low, clutching the translator close to her neck, as if hiding it could silence the shame it caused. But nothing could stop the whispers. Students passed by in groups, their voices lowered, but not enough to hide their meaning. Pure, untouched, submit. One reptilian hissed under its breath. Maybe it's tradition on her world. An insectoid clicked with a cruel laugh. She hides something. Another student muttered. The machine keeps telling the truth. Lyra's chest tightened. Each word was like a knife. She wanted to shout, to fight. But the moment she opened her mouth, she feared the translator would betray her again. She hurried to her first class, but even there, the whispers followed. The professor spoke of ancient alliances, but Lyra heard only the scratching laughter of the students behind her. Her hand shook so badly she could hardly write notes then. She heard the human voice, Alex. His tone was quiet but strong. Enough. The room grew still. His sharp eyes scanned the students around Lyra. No one dared laugh after that. The air carried a weight. Humans did not need to shout. Their silence was threat enough. Lyra's breath eased for a moment. She turned slightly, meeting his eyes. He did not smile. He did not need to. The message was clear. He would not allow them to break her completely. But she knew the whispers would not stop. They would only grow. Later, in the grand cafeteria, it was worse. Hundreds of students from dozens of species filled the space, all talking, all watching. When Lyra entered, the voices dropped to murmurs. She's the one. The device spoke for her again. She hides something deep. Lyra felt her face burn. She wanted to vanish. Her steps faltered. But then Alex appeared at her side, carrying a tray of food. He walked with her as if it was nothing unusual, as if standing beside her was not dangerous. They sat in a corner, but even there, the stares followed. Lyra pushed her food away, her appetite gone. Finally she whispered, her voice barely a breath. Why are you helping me? Alex leaned closer. His eyes never left the crowd. Because I've seen this before. He said, on Earth, we have a saying machines don't lie when they're built to dig deep. Lyra's eyes widened. Dig deep? What do you mean? Alex looked at her then, his expression hard. That thing around your neck, it's not just a translator. It's pulling out truths you try to hide. Lyra shook her head quickly. No, No, it can't be. It's just broken. But deep down, she knew he was right. The way it spoke yesterday, the way it whispered to her in private, it was too precise, too cruel. Alex lowered his voice even more. Tell me the truth, Lyra. What are you hiding? Her throat tightened, her lips parted, but no words came. Because the truth was, she didn't even know all of it herself. She had always been told by her family to never speak of her bloodline, never reveal her origin, never let anyone get too close. And now the device was stripping those walls down before she could answer. A shadow fell across the table. A group of reptilian students stood there, their eyes glinting with cruel interest. One leaned down, his voice a hiss. Maybe the machine should speak again. Tell us more about what you hide. Lyra froze. Her heart raced. Her hands trembled against the table. But Alex rose to his feet, his voice steady but sharp like a blade. Back off, the reptilian sneered. Or what, human? The hall grew silent. Dozens of eyes turned to watch. Humans were new here, but their reputation had already spread. Alex stood tall, his calm presence more dangerous than any weapon. Try me, he said simply. The reptilians hesitated, then stepped back with mocking laughter. Careful, human. Defending her will cost you too. They walked away. But the threat lingered in the air. Lyra's hands were still shaking. She whispered, You shouldn't have done that. They'll hate you now. Alex sat back down, his tone calm. Let them. I don't care what they think. I care about the truth. And right now, the truth is you're not safe. Lyra looked down at her food, untouched. Her reflection in the metal tray showed a girl trapped, scared, and exposed. She whispered to herself, I can't do this. I can't stay here. Alex leaned closer, his eyes sharp. You don't have a choice anymore. The device isn't going to stop, and the more it speaks, the more dangerous this will become. You need to decide if you're going to run from it or face it. Her breath caught, his words cut deep. She wanted to believe she could run. She wanted to believe she could smash the translator and end it all. But in her heart she knew the device was tied to her. And the more it revealed, the more the galaxy would turn its eyes on her. And somewhere in those whispers, she felt the cold truth. The first mistake wasn't wearing the translator. The first mistake was believing she could keep her secret forever. And now the halls of the Academy are already turning into a cage. The breaking point, the Academy's training hall, was vast, with walls of silver glass and a ceiling open to the stars. Rows of students stood ready, waiting for the test of unity. It was tradition. Every species would show its strength. Every voice would be heard. Lyra stood among them, her shoulders tense. The translator at her neck felt heavier than chains. She wanted to rip it away, but the Academy required it. Without it, she was silent, invisible, useless. The professor raised his hand. Today you will declare your loyalty. Speak, and the stars will hear your promise. One by one the students stepped forward. The insectoid declared loyalty to its hive. The reptilian swore to its ancestors. A human cadet spoke of freedom and exploration. The room filled with cheers. Then the professor's eyes found Lyra. Your turn. Her heart pounded. She stepped forward slowly, every eye on her, every whisper waiting. She closed her eyes and spoke softly. I give my loyalty to peace, to knowledge, to unity with the stars. The translator hummed, its light blinked red, and then its voice rang out across the hall. I give my loyalty to the blood I must never reveal, to the secret that will destroy me, to the truth I cannot run from. The room erupted. Gasps echoed like thunder. Some students shouted. Others laughed cruelly. Whispers spread like fire. She hides her blood. She's dangerous. What truth is she keeping? Lyra's eyes flew wide. Her chest tightened. She shook her head desperately. No, that's not what I said. The professor stepped forward, his silver face unreadable. Enough. Class dismissed. His voice carried authority. But the damage was already done. Lyra stumbled back to her place, her breathing sharp, her vision blurred with tears. Around her, the whispers grew louder. What bloodline? What secret? When the hall emptied, she remained frozen, her knees weak, her hands gripping the translator like it was alive. Her whisper cracked. Why are you doing this to me? The translator buzzed softly, a whisper only she could hear. Because you must face it. She nearly dropped it, her eyes wide with fear. The device was not broken. It was guiding her, dragging her into the truth she had buried. Then Alex appeared, his eyes stormy, his steps quick. He grabbed her arm gently but firmly. You can't stay here. They'll tear you apart. Lyra shook her head, her voice trembling. I didn't mean those words, Alex. I didn't say them. No, he said sharply. But they don't care to them. The device speaks more truth than you ever could. Her chest rose and fell fast. Panic filled her. What do I do? If I speak, it twists me. If I stay silent, they mock me. Alex looked at her closely, his jaw tight. Then you fight, but not with your fists. You fight with your truth. Whatever this secret is, it's coming out whether you like it or not. The question is, will you control it or let that machine control you? Her throat closed. She wanted to scream, but no sound came. Her mind flashed to the warnings of her family. Never reveal your blood. Never let the galaxy know what you are. But now the galaxy was already asking, already demanding answers. She pulled away, shaking her head. I can't tell them. If they know, it will ruin me. Alex's eyes softened, but his voice remained steady. Then the device will ruin you instead. Silence fell between them. The training hall echoed with emptiness. At that moment, the professor returned, his silver eyes locked on Lyra. His voice calm but sharp. Miss Lyra, a word. Her stomach dropped. She followed him reluctantly. Alex stayed behind, watching with worry. The professor led her to a smaller chamber, his tall figure casting a long shadow. He turned, his face unreadable. You are not what you claim to be. Lyra's heart froze. I don't understand, she whispered. His eyes narrowed. The translator does not fail. It reveals. And it has revealed enough, your bloodline. It is not pure, is it? Her legs trembled, her mouth opened, but no words came. The professor leaned closer. You carry something the galaxy has forgotten, something dangerous. Lyra's breath came fast. She shook her head violently. No, I'm not dangerous. I just want peace. The professor's eyes glinted. Peace is not born from secrets, Miss Lyra. If you continue to hide, the device will expose you to everyone. Her hands shook as she touched the translator. Her voice cracked. Please, I never asked for this. But the professor turned away, his tone final. The galaxy does not care what you ask. It only cares what you are. When Lyra stumbled back into the hall, Alex caught her before she could fall. Her face pale, her body trembling, he whispered firmly. What did he say? Her lips trembled, but she forced the words out. He knows, Alex. He knows I'm not what I pretend to be. Alex's eyes hardened. His voice was low. Then we're out of time. You need to decide. Lyra, are you going to run from this, or stand and face it? Her heart thundered. She stared at the device. Glowing faintly against her skin, its whispers echoed in her mind. You cannot hide forever. And she knew, with terrifying clarity, the breaking point had come. The secret revealed the grand hall of the academy was full. Banners of 100 worlds hung from the high ceiling. Glowing under crystal lights, every species had gathered for the unity ceremony, a tradition older than the stars themselves. Lyra stood at the edge of the hall, her hands clenched, her body tense. The translator at her neck burned against her skin, as if alive, whispering in faint pulses. She wanted to run, but there was no escape. The professor had ordered her presence. and disobedience was impossible. Alex stood close to her, his jaw tight, his voice was low, steady. Stay calm. They want to push you. Don't give them more than you have to. But Lyra shook her head, fear trembling in her voice. I can't, Alex. Every time I speak, it twists my words, it reveals pieces of me I never wanted to show. Before he could answer, the sound of the ceremonial gong echoed through the hall. Silence fell like a heavy curtain. The Chancellor of the Academy stepped forward, his robes flowing like silver fire. His voice boomed. Today, each of you shall swear before the stars, not just loyalty, but truth. Truth is the foundation of unity. The words stabbed at Lyra's heart. She felt the translator pulse hotter, whispering faintly, Truth. Truth. One by one, students stepped forward. Each made their vow. Each spoke of honor, family, or freedom. The hall applauded. Then, the Chancellor's eyes fixed on Lyra, his voice sharp. Step forward. Her body froze, her blood ran cold. The whispers around her already started. It's her. The one with the broken device. The one hiding something. Alex whispered quickly. Don't let it control you. Speak from your heart, not your fear. But Lyra's fear was stronger. With slow, shaking steps, she moved to the center of the hall. Hundreds of eyes followed, their gazes heavy, some mocking, some curious, all waiting for the machine to betray her. She raised her chin, forcing the words out. I swear loyalty to unity, to peace, and to... The translator flared red. Its voice thundered over hers. I swear loyalty to... The bloodline of exile, to the forbidden name of valor, to the heritage that must remain hidden or the galaxy will burn. The hall erupted in chaos. Gasps, shouts, hisses, roars. 1,000 voices collided. Valor, she said valor. The lost. Line, impossible. Dangerous. Lyra's eyes went wide, her whole body shaking. No. No, I didn't say that. That's not me. But it was too late. The word had spread like fire. The name Valor carried weight. It was the bloodline of an ancient people, a people exiled from the galaxy for crimes of power, a people erased from history so their legacy would never return. The Chancellor raised his hand for silence, his gaze fixed on Lyra, cold and sharp. Valor, a name forbidden by every world, a curse, and yet it flows in your veins. Lyra stumbled back, shaking her head. Tears filled her eyes. Please. I didn't ask for this. I didn't even know the truth. My family told me never to speak it. The whispers rose again. She's dangerous. She's a liar. She's one of them. Alex broke forward, standing between her and the crowd, his voice strong. Enough. She's not dangerous. She's not her bloodline. She's herself. But the Chancellor's voice caught like ice. Human, you defend what you cannot understand. The Valor nearly destroyed us once. If she is one of them, then her very existence is a threat. Lyra's tears fell freely now, her voice cracked. I don't want power. I don't want to destroy anyone. I just want to belong. The translator pulsed again, whispering so only she could hear. But you are Valor. You cannot escape. Her knees gave way. Alex caught her before she hit the floor. His eyes burned with anger as he looked at the Chancellor. If this academy stands for truth, then hear mine. She has done nothing wrong. Judge her for her actions, not for her blood. The crowd shifted. Uneasily, some murmured in agreement. Others hissed in fear. But the Chancellor remained unmoved, his words cold. Actions are shaped by blood. The Valor cannot be trusted. She must be contained. Guards stepped forward, tall armored figures, with glowing visors, their footsteps heavy on the crystal floor. Lyra clutched Alex's arm, her voice breaking. Please, don't let them take me. Alex tightened his grip, his jaw set. They'll have to go through me first. The hall froze. The sight of a human defying the academy itself sent a ripple of shock through the crowd. Humans were new, but their reputation for fearlessness was already legend. The Chancellor's eyes narrowed. Careful, human. One wrong step and your species will share her punishment. Alex stood tall, his voice calm but dangerous. Then maybe it's time the galaxy learned humans don't bow to fear. Silence filled the hall. The guards hesitated. The crowd whispered louder. The human defends her. Are they allies? Or something more? Lyra trembled in Alex's arms, her heart pounding with terror and shame. The translator glowed like a brand against her skin. The truth was out, and nothing would ever be the same again. The hunt begins. The grand hall shook with noise. Some shouted for punishment. Others demanded answers. The Chancellor's order still echoed in the air. She must be contained. Guards advanced, their heavy boots slamming on the crystal floor. Their armor glowed faint blue, their stun rifles humming. Lyra clutched Alex's arm, trembling. The translator at her neck pulsed red. Almost alive, Alex's voice was firm, sharp. We're leaving now. Lyra's heart raced. They'll catch us, Alex. They'll never let me go. Then we make them fail. He answered, his grip steady, his eyes hard. The guards closed in, their voices cold. Step away from the girl. Human, this is academy law. Alex pulled Lyra behind him. Then your law is broken. She hasn't harmed anyone. You fear her blood, not her actions. The crowd murmured again. Some nodded, others hissed. Fear fought with doubt. The Chancellor's voice cut through the noise, sharp as a blade. Take them both. The guards lunged. Alex moved first. He ducked low, grabbed a ceremonial staff from the floor, and spun it hard. The first guard's rifle clattered away. Sparks flew. The second swung at him, but Alex rammed the staff into his chest, sending him sprawling. Gasps echoed. The human had just fought academy guards. Run! Alex shouted. He pulled Lyra with him, sprinting toward the side doors. The hall erupted. Some students cheered. Others panicked. The Chancellor roared, "Seal the exits." Doors slammed shut, glowing with energy fields. Alex cursed under his breath. Then we make our own exit. Lyra's voice shook. We can't fight them all. Maybe not, he answered, but humans don't quit. They ducked into a narrow passage, the sound of armored boots pounding behind them. The academy's crystal walls seemed to glow brighter, as if watching. The translator whispered against Lyra's skin. You cannot run from truth. She almost ripped it off, but fear held her hand. Why won't it stop? She cried. Alex pulled her forward. Ignore it. It wants to break you. Don't let it. The chase thundered closer. Guard shouted, Block passage 5, lock section 12. The whole academy seemed alive. Doors slamming, alarms wailing. They turned down a spiral stair, footsteps echoing. Lyra's breath came sharp. Her legs felt weak. I can't. Alex lifted her arm over his shoulder, forcing her forward. Yes, you can. Don't let them win. A flash of light seared past them. A guard had found position above. His rifle aimed. Alex shoved Lyra aside, just as the shot hit. The wall, shards exploded like glass. They reached a maintenance door. Locked with a glowing seal, Alex smashed the control with the staff. Sparks flying. The seal flickered and died. He yanked the door open, dragging Lyra inside. Behind them, voices grew louder. They went this way. The passage beyond was darker, smaller. It smelled of metal and dust. Pipes ran overhead. Steam hissed from cracks. Lyra stumbled, gripping her chest. Alex, why are you doing this for me? You could leave. You could save yourself. His jaw tightened. He kept pulling her forward. Because humans don't leave friends behind. And because you don't deserve to be hunted for something you didn't choose. Her chest tightened. Tears blurred her eyes. But she forced herself to keep moving. Suddenly the translator glowed again, its voice louder. but she carries the blood of Veller. She is the spark of their return. Lyra screamed and ripped at the device, but it clung to her skin like it was fused. Alex grabbed her wrists, steadying her. Not now, Lyra. Not here. We'll find a way to break it. But not while they're chasing us. Behind them, metal clanged. Boots hit the floor. The guards were coming fast. Alex's eyes darted around, his soldier's mind calculating. Up there. He pointed to a ladder that disappeared into darkness above. He boosted Lyra first, her arms shaking as she climbed. Alex followed, pulling the hatch closed just as blue light filled the passage below. They emerged into a wide chamber full of humming engines. The Academy's power core, lights flashed in rhythmic pulses. Energy flowed through crystal pipes like rivers of light. Lyra stared in awe. We're not supposed to be here. Good, Alex said. That means they won't expect us here. But even as he spoke, alarms blared louder. The Chancellor's voice echoed through hidden speakers. There is no escape, Lyra Veller. The truth of your blood will bind you. The human will fall with you. Lyra covered her ears, shaking. He'll never stop, Alex. None of them will. Alex put a hand on her shoulder, his voice steady. Then we stop running. We fight back. Not with fear, not with shame, but with choice. Her heart pounded, her mind raced. The translator pulsed again, whispering, You cannot deny, Veller. She looked at Alex, his eyes fierce, unyielding. In that moment, a thought struck her like lightning. Maybe she didn't have to deny it. Maybe she had to claim it. Before she could answer, the engines roared. Guards stormed into the chamber from 3 entrances, rifles glowing. Alex raised the staff again, his voice sharp. Lyra, whatever choice you're about to make it now. She touched the translator, its heat burning her skin. The voices inside whispered louder. 100 secrets, 1,000 warnings. And yet one truth rose above them all. I am not afraid, she whispered. The device glowed so bright, the whole chamber filled with red light. The guards froze, the hum of the power core trembled, and the hunt changed forever. The choice that changed the galaxy. The chamber pulsed with red light. The translator on Lyra's neck burned brighter than fire. Guards froze at the edges, their weapons raised but trembling. The energy of the Academy's power core shook like thunder. Alex planted himself in front of her, staff ready. His voice was steady. Whatever happens, I'm with you. Lyra's breath came fast. Her heart pounded. The device whispered, Veller cannot be denied. Veller must rise again. For the first time, she did not shake. She lifted her chin, her voice sharp. No, I am Veller, but I am also Lyra. I choose my own path. The translator screamed with light. A shockwave burst outward, knocking the first line of guards to the floor. Energy crackled through the air. For a moment, the whole Academy seemed to hold its breath. The Chancellor's voice boomed from the walls. Furious. She claims the Forbidden's name. She dares to speak it aloud. She's a danger to us all. Lyra's voice rose, trembling but strong. No, I am not a danger. I am a choice. My blood may be Veller, but my actions are my own. If the galaxy fears me, then let them also see me. Let them see I am not what they believed. The crowd of students who had followed the chase and now filled the balconies above, gasped and whispered. Some shouted, She's right. Others cried, She must be stopped. The Chancellor ordered, Fire. The guards raised their rifles, but Alex stood firm, his voice like iron. You'll have to shoot through me first. The hesitation cracked their unity. Fingers hovered over triggers, but none fired. The red light from Lyra's translator glowed brighter, wrapping her like a shield. Her eyes burned with tears, but her voice was clear. I will not hide any more. I will not run. If Veller blood survives in me, then let it build peace, not fear. The translator pulsed, then shattered. Pieces of glowing crystal scattered across the floor like falling stars. The voices inside it died. For the first time in her life, Lyra felt silence. She gasped, falling to her knees. Alex caught her. "Lyra." "It's gone." Her shoulders shook, but her lips curved in a small, broken smile. "I'm free." The Chancellor roared. "No, she cannot be free. She carries Forbidden's blood. She must be bound, or we are doomed." But before the guards could move again, voices rose from the balconies. Students, ambassadors, even teachers. She chose peace. She is not her blood. Judge her by her choice. The tide was turning. Fear clashed with doubt. Doubt clashed with hope. For every voice demanding chains, another demanded freedom. Alex lifted Lyra gently to her feet. His voice carried across the chamber. "The galaxy has spent too long punishing children for the sins of ancestors. Humanity knows that weight. We've lived under suspicion too, but we are more than our pasts. So is she." His words cut through like fire. The guards wavered, lowering their weapons. Some even stepped back. Chancellor's face appeared on a crystal screen above, twisted with rage. "You fools, you will doom us all." Lyra raised her voice, her body weak, but her will strong. "No, Chancellor, you will doom us by clinging to fear, by never allowing change. The Velar may have been monsters, but I am not. I am Lyra, and I choose my own future." Silence followed, heavy, powerful. Every ear leaned toward her. Every heart measured her words. The Chancellor's image flickered. He spat his last command. "Then let history judge you all." His screen went dark. The guards stood frozen, leaderless. The crowd of students erupted, some cheering, some still in fear. But the balance had shifted. Alex turned to Lyra, his eyes soft now. "You did it. You broke free." She nodded, tears shining. "Not alone without you. I'd still be running." They stood in the glow of the power core. As the Academy itself seemed to listen, Lyra lifted her hand, her voice steady. "Then let this be our vow, not one of fear, but one of choice. From this day, I will not be Velar the curse. I will be Lyra the voice." The students cheered. The guards lowered their weapons fully. The Academy trembled as if something ancient had shifted. Alex smiled. "Looks like you just changed the galaxy." Lyra's laugh was soft, broken, but real. "Then let's hope it's for the better." And as the power core glowed brighter, as the galaxy whispered of Velar's return, a new story began, a story not of blood, but of choice.